Hello, Linux lovers. Welcome to my world. That was almost perfectly timed, Big Pod. Lovely to see you here, by the way. My lights were flashing before the transition kicked in, but nice one. Hello, everyone. Thank you all very much for coming and saying hello. I did wonder if I would have to get my wife to watch as the only viewer, having not done this for 6 or 7 months. So, hello, welcome back, everyone. I'm just looking around, trying to remember where I need to look and all that good stuff. So, hello. What's this now? This looks like rubbish, doesn't it? How do I get rid of these? Thank you, whoever did that. Nice one. Nice one, Big Pod. Thank you for stepping in. I appreciate that. Right then. So, hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's good to have you all here. We're just going to consider this sea trials. We'll see how it goes. We'll just take a moment. Hello, look at this. Who is that? That was Henrik. Hey, Henrik. So that was a channel point redemption. Is that right? So those work. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. So it seems to be holding together. Those of you that have been here before, I'm just going to have to mix my audio differently. I'll talk about that in a moment. But those of you that have been here before, this will all look quite familiar. Everything has changed. And I've said this before when I've had a little break from streaming. It all looks the same, but literally it's all new. And it's a little bit bonkers. I'm streaming using OBS Studio in an OCI container. So we'll see how that holds up, and I can see that some of you are trying to break it. I'm getting nervous because this was probably the worst place to do this from because it has all the light integration, which scares me. Right, okay. Hey, Can't Shoot. It's nice of you to have made it here for the first time. Right, I'm just going to hit some... In fact, I can do the overhead view here, so... If we do this, here's the Stream Deck. I've got all the audio stuff on buttons now. So what I'm doing is just turning the side tone down in my earbuds. That's a bit better. Okay. I can hear myself, but I'm not shouting in my own head anymore. Right then. So, what's the plan? Well, I'm going to have a go at just tinkering with a few things. What I'd normally do of an evening, which is just hop into a few projects and catch up on some things and steal what's going on. So I see there's some questions. Let's see if this works. Let's hop up here. So Henrik, oh gosh, how do I do this? Henrik says still using Deckmaster. Yes, is the answer to that question. So I was for the longest time using Unix Stream Deck, but I've now got it all on Deckmaster, and it's really, really easy to work with, and my life has been transformed. So let's do this. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. This is my switching the views around. But here I have audio levels, and I can mix everything here. I can toggle the Bluetooth devices, change the side tone mixing levels. All of these are different audio interfaces effectively. So this one, plus I've got, you'll see the little earbuds. These are gamer earbuds, which use RF. So they're on USB dongles, and I can switch all of those. So all of this was about a month's worth of evenings programming all of this up so that I can mix stuff all on here. So yeah, Deckmaster is the bee's knees. Hey, Corazin, welcome. Well, it's lovely to see so many of you back here. This is fabulous. Right then. Let's switch back to this view so I can just check on what's going on with Twitch. Wow, I'm surprised these work. And also the lights still work. This is kind of amazing. Okay, what have we figured off there? That was Deep Thought and Kraken. Okay. Right then. Oh, I see. Still got my invite code. Bloody hell. In fact, that was good. Who did that? Who did the Kraken our podcast? That's quite good because I'm actually going to be working on that. This is a bit of work that those of you that listen to Linux Matters podcast will hear about in a couple of weeks' time. So you're going to get a little bit of time travel here because we're about to shoot forward to something that you will hear about in retrospect. So maybe we'll have a go at that. Let's get into that. If I've missed any messages, I apologize. I'm out of practice. I will try and catch up. Okay. Oh, you've got PRs for Deckmaster, have you, Henrik? Interest. Yeah. It's not the fastest moving project, but it does work well. So I'm pretty happy with it. Right then, let's go here. Okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do all of this. This is where my brain melts as I have to navigate the weird setup. So in that there GitHub, there's NixOS, nixpkgs. Let's go and see if I can find the pull request that's being worked on. So there's another new another new nixpkgs maintainer who has started working on an issue with GitKraken, and I have been helping with that. I can't find it. Pull requests, that's what I want. This is, if it's not that one, it will be linked from it. I think that's the PR that's, yeah, okay. So there's been an issue with GitKraken in nixpkgs where, like in fact, let's bring up GitKraken. This graph view stopped rendering, which is a bit of a problem. And then it turns out that actually doing things like committing to Git also stopped working, making GitKraken something a bit useless. Now, this wasn't a bug necessarily, it was sort of a weird behavior. Yeah, I know, Eric. Fortunately, it only started from like 9.71 onwards. So my temporary solution was to use an older version. But as you can see, this system is running NixOS. I'm running the current release, so I've obviously got it working to some extent. Nicholas here came up with a nifty fix. The issue is that GitKraken have started bundling a binary of Git inside the GitKraken app, and that's so Git intensive operations. Hello there.
Thank you for subscribing, Canch00T.
Thank you very much. In fact, thank you very much. That's very kind. Very good. Good use of a Prime sub. Thank you. So they bundled Git inside GitKraken to accelerate. And just looking at Twitch, thinking that doesn't look right. Is the title oh no, it's not. It's been updated. Okay, that's fine. Where was I saying? Yeah, so they bundled Git inside GitKraken now so that Git intensive operations, it farms off to actual Git rather than using the Node Git project, which it's used for years and years. And this is an effort to find some performance improvements, particularly when you're working on large Git projects like nixpkgs, for example. So that bundled version, it turns out there was a bunch of issues with it running in Nix because the maintainers hadn't spotted this change had taken place, and so new libraries weren't being staged or put inside that closure, and there was some RPath updates that needed to happen. Anyway, all sorts of stuff. And Nicholas figured out some of this in fact, he came up with a nifty solution, which is to actually embed Git from Nix packages inside GitKraken, which means we get current Git, and it made all the problems go away. And then I found some other fixes for...
Thanks for the resub, Bradley Nelson 102.
Well, thank you very much, Bradley. Lovely to see you here. There's been these changes here, well, this discussion here, and I think Nicholas down here somewhere has a... Is this the first or second pull request? Let's just look up here as well. I think this might be the one. Yeah, this is the draft PR. So Nicholas is going to become a maintainer. This is him adding himself as a maintainer as a result of doing this work. And then we've had a bit of back and forth around some extra bits. So I figured out that the GPU acceleration wasn't working, and that zlib was missing for some binaries. So he's sort of taken patches that we've shared in a Discord conversation. And what I want to do is incorporate his recent changes into my local package and build it and see that it works. And I hope it does, because otherwise it's going to make committing changes to other projects later in the stream a bit tricky. So let's go and take a look. I think the main change, yeah, this is new. So I think this is basically integrating the certificates repository from Nix packages inside GitKraken as well, because he's encountered some cert errors. And that was my change. This is my change. And then this is his overlaying Git. So I think if we don't look at the... We look at the... Maybe the diff. Oops. This might be a bit easier to see what's going on. Yeah. So, yeah, here we go. I've not seen this before. So this is the change. I need to make this change here, this change here. So let's go and have a go at this. Let's hop over to this and let's pick up my Nix config. And I've got a local GitKraken here. So let's just make that a bit smaller, that bit bigger. So I think I saw that we now need to include CA cert here and Git. So let's go and do that. And so what I've got here is I've got a Nix configuration which is almost identical to GitKraken upstream, and this is how I basically for a while had this version here rolled back to 9.6 something or other that was working fine whilst I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on. So we need Git and CA cert here, I believe. Yeah. The version number I've already done. I've already updated all of the hashes. This is his maintainer, which I'm not changing because that's in a separate file. libgl and zlib should already been done because that was my change. So they should already be here. And there we go. So native build inputs, we need to change that. So let's just grab that whole line there. There it is. Save that. Right. Okay. That message didn't quite get it right. Oh, yes. Right. Okay. Good spot, Eric. I'm going to have to make a list. I did see some error messages go by that one of the APIs I'm using for Bella is deprecated. I think we may have just found it. Right, okay, so let's take a look. What else have we got? Oh, this is brand new, so let's take that line. And where was that? Was that just after the build inputs? So yeah. So this is basically telling the bundled Git inside the GitKraken closure to use the cert bundle that comes from nixpkgs. And this should all be my stuff. So I'm pretty confident that's already there. This is all of my stuff. And then this is Nicholas's monkey patch. So let's take that. Oops. And that should go there, I think. Let's just double check that. After all of the directories have been popped. Okay. Okay, I think that should do it. Right. Let's save that and let's give that a build. Let's do that in here. Not HZ. There we go. Not OBS Studio, but GitKraken. I spelled that right? Yes, I have this habit of. Oh yeah, and we need to do the whole thing because this is a proprietary. Yeah, here we go. Right, so let's do nixpkgs. In fact, let's do the line we had before. We'll tell it to use unfree packages in the build. And well, this needs to be an impure build. Okay, there we go. So our podcast asks, oh, I can do this the nice way. Our podcast asks, oh, wow. Right, is this back to front? Is the new stuff at the top? I've forgotten how this works. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Right. So Eric asks, does VS Code run smoothly with Nix as well, or do you have to make some additional configuration tweaks? It runs fine. There's a couple of ways of going about it, and I will show you my VS Code config for Nix and explain how that all works in just a little bit, because that's a good question. It's something I've been playing with recently, or at least I've iterated over different ways of doing it. Right then, so that build is done, so I should have a